What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another review from HTV Ront. They recently just sent me a machine to try out and review. So this is called the Auto Tumbler Press. It's the A200 version. So it's the newest version of their tumbler press. It is not the first version, but their newest version. So in the box, it comes with a quick guide manual, as well as heat gloves, heat-resistant tape, and 2 heat-resistant mats. It does not come with any of the glasses. These glasses I've already had prior to getting this product, but I do want to simply just share that and let you guys know it does not come with any of the glasses. This machine was actually easy to use, and I'm so glad I did not have any problems using it because I do want to do like a quick story time about it. But first, I just want to show that you can adjust the temperature, you can adjust the time, and you can adjust the amount of weight needed to be pressed against your tumbler. So the machine is easy to follow, easy to use, and they do have a manual online that you can follow instruction step by step on how to use it completely. It's even more detailed than the quick guide that came in the box. So while the machine is preheating, I've already figured out what design I wanted. So a sublimation printer is required. I am currently using the Brother sublimation printer. This printer I got from Joann's before they closed. So I'm sure you can find it at other places and online, but this is a Brother sublimation printer. So a sublimation printer and sublimation paper will be required in order to properly use the machine and have the design adhere to the glass. So I do want to share that first. So while my design is printing, I do want to take a quick story time, y'all. It took a lot to even get the auto press sent to me because first there was an issue with the address, which shouldn't be an issue anymore, hopefully. And then the next time there was an issue with shipping, and the last one I got arrived damaged. Mind you, that's the second one that I was trying to get sent to me because the first one never got to me and it was probably never getting back to them. And then this very last time, which is the one I'm showing in the video, there was also an issue with shipping. So this time and the previous time, both machines arrived damaged. And I'm not going to lie, that really bothered me. And the previous machine that arrived damaged had a hole in it. So I had to ask for a replacement, and they were so gracious enough to send me a replacement. But the replacement I got here has like a couple of little cracks in it, which bothers me. I'm not going to lie. Now, I did talk to the company, and I do not blame the company at all. I do not blame HTV Runt for this. I do think it is the shipping. But I just wanted to say this to say that if you ever received any kind of machine damage, do not be afraid to reach out to who you ordered from to make sure it can get rectified, because lately it seems like shipping companies are taking less care of our packages. So please make sure when you receive your package to check any of your machines, any of your goods, and make sure they're not damaged. It is not fair to us as a consumer to have to deal with this, but it is something we have to deal with. And I do understand that it is not HTV Runt's fault. I have worked with them before, and all the other machines I have received were in pristine condition. But I just wanted to say I am working with a machine that has a little bit of damage, and I'm very grateful that the machine works. So, with that being said, here's my design. Please make sure you mirror your design because you'll see. I forgot to mirror one of my designs, but make sure you mirror your design. So, this is a Mother's Day design that I thought would be fun to do because I am about to become a first-time mom. So I actually plan to work on 3 kinds of tumblers in this video. I plan to actually work on a 16-ounce glass tumbler, a 20-ounce stainless steel sublimation tumbler, and a 40-ounce stainless steel sublimation tumbler. So those are the 3 I'm going to work on, and we're going to try some different designs. And this is my first time using this machine, like in this video. So you're going to see a couple of user errors, mistakes, user errors, keyword user errors, but I did rectify them later in the video, so I will give some tips and some tidbits. I have to be honest with you. Measurements is going to have to be for another video because that's one thing I was having trouble with, was trying to figure out the measurements. Sorry, it's early in the morning. But one thing I was having trouble with was trying to figure out measurements to cut and put around all of my cups. So I'm not going to lie, I'm going to have to save that for another video. So this is me just doing a trial and trying it out and just making sure the machine work. Okay. So I'm starting with the 16-ounce frosted glass tumbler. So when you're using these, please make sure you take off the bamboo wooden lids prior to putting it in the machine. But I am using the design that I created in Canva, and I got some of the designs from, it's called SGV Craft House, sorry, SGV Craft House. And you could take designs, change them how you want, things like that. So I just added my own spin to the design. But after you take your design, print it out, cut it to measure to fit around the cup. Like I said, measurements I was playing around with because honestly, some worked, some didn't. And then you will use your heat resistant tape, which I decided to use my own so I could save the other one. Use your heat resistant tape to secure the design, which I kind of low-key struggle with. I'm not gonna lie. You wanna make sure your design is wrapped tightly around the cup so that it can adhere to all parts of the cup and not some parts of the cup. Now everyone uses a different amount of tape. So, I didn't want to obviously use all of my tape, but I know I needed to secure it. So that's what I did. I secured it all completely. And then after you tape and secure it, you're going to make sure that you put on your heat gloves to insert it inside the machine. I mentioned earlier that the machine does come with 2 silicone heat resistant mats, a 2mm and a 4mm. According to the instructions online, for the 16-ounce glass, they said to use a 4mm. So that's what I'm going to wrap it up in. Like I said, there are instructions online. There's a whole manual that you can follow step by step, and it also includes a heat guide as well. So while the machine is preheating, I'm just cleaning up my mess really quick because honestly, it's so many materials to use. The desk can get messy really fast. Okay, so let's put on our heat gloves and let's go ahead and insert the glass into the machine. Here's how it looked from the side inside the machine. As you can see, there's the little cracks right there that kind of bother me, but it seems like the machine is working really well. So I'm glad for that because I really did want this machine. So I just want to show from the side and the top how it looks. That is a very hot heat plate, so you do want to be careful messing with it. And also you don't want to sit any stuff on top of the machine. Okay, so it's time to take the glass out. It is finished, so let's see how it comes out. And please remember to wear your heat gloves when you are putting things in and out of the machine, because when I tell you, when I pulled the glass and the mat out, that thing was steaming. It was steaming hot. I mean, look, it is almost 400 degrees. So just please be careful, exercise caution when using these heat machines because they get so hot. I do want to also say that I have 2 Cricut heat mats on my desk because you don't want to sit anything really hot on your craft desk. It's important to use a surface to protect your surface. And then I'm just showing the inside of the cup because, the color is darker now. So that means the color did adhere to the cup. Let's just see, did it fully adhere to the cup? Now everyone's different. This first time I waited until the cup cooled down, but honestly, I might do it next time while it's still a little bit warm. But either way, I waited till the cup cooled down and I'm taking the tape off so we can see how it came out. And I will say for the first time, I did pretty good. It's just that, like I said, it didn't fully adhere. So either I didn't tape it on good enough or you can increase the weight pressure on the machine. So that's something that I think I might do is just increase the weight pressure. But it doesn't look bad. So next I am working on a 20-ounce skinny tumbler. This is the stainless steel tumbler that I'm working on. So I'm actually excited to try this one because when I looked at videos, a lot of people use these in the 40 ounces. You don't see too many of the 16-ounce glasses. I don't know why, but that's what I want to do is the glasses. But anyways, so here's another design that I made on Canva. This one is Mama Keke. So I want to make myself a cute cup. Like I said, I'm about to be a first-time mom. Mother's Day is coming, so I just think it's perfect to use for these kind of projects. Now, I will say, like I said, the measurements, I wasn't sure. I kind of just measured as I went. Like I created the design fully, and then I said, I'll cut it as I go. So after setting the temperature, the weight and everything, I'm gonna cut the design to fit this cup, and I kind of just measured the cup against the paper, marked it, and cut it. That's what I did. And I do want to say, this time I increased the pressure from what the manual said was like 130 pounds or whatever. I increased it to 155 pounds. I think that's the highest pressure. So I think I'm going to increase the pressure and see if that worked. Because I know that I taped it and adhered it really good. So yeah, I'm going to cut up this design, try my best to make it fit the cup, and then we're going to try it in the machine. I can't wait to see how it come out. So after taping this one, I will say that I felt more optimistic about this one. Now it could be because of the shape. This one is more of like a tube, but the glass kind of had a little curvature to it. This one is more like a straight tube. So I think it was easier to kind of measure as well as tape together, because look how close that is. You don't see any gaps at all. So putting on my heat gloves, we're gonna go ahead and put it in the machine. This time we're trying it with the increased pressure, and I think it came out good. I can't remember, but we're about to see. But we're gonna go ahead and put it in the machine with the increased pressure, and just remember to make sure you use the heat mat that come with it. And I like to line up the seam at the top with the seam at the top of the machine. So the seam at the top of the mat lined up with the seam at the top of the machine, and then you press the green R button and the machine will close and you can go ahead and use it. While the time was going, I was waiting on that, I decided to check out the other glasses that I kind of tried to work on. I also own a clear set of the Libby glass, so I just wanted to show like the difference a little bit of the frosted clear. Oh my gosh, y'all. I want to show a difference of the frosted 16-ounce glass versus the clear. Personally, clear is my favorite. I love the clear. So this one, it was still a little bit warm, but I just went ahead and untaped it anyway. I didn't want to wait until it completely cool, but you don't want it to be super hot either. So when it's like touchable, that's when I went ahead and was like, okay, let me go ahead and take this tape off and see how it looks. So when I did take it off, I will say that I was for sure quite pleased. It actually came out really cute. And I actually liked the design that I put together. I wasn't sure how it was going to come out, but I actually liked it. It came out really good. All the color pretty much adhered to it. So I got my first like mom cup, Mama Kiki, got my first mom cup. And then I got this beautiful, watercolor floral design from Craft House SVG. So I just kind of, like I said, added my own flair to it in Canva. So it came out really good. I like it. And yes, I did use it. Yes, I did drink some lemonade from it. And it was great. Okay. So I'm glad that it worked. I was like, please let one of these projects work. One of these projects, because crafting's not my specialty. Stationery and paper goods are my specialty more so than crafting. Even the seam looks really good. So I'm actually proud of this one. For a first time, it came out really good. I'm very much so proud of this one. All right, y'all. So the last one that I'm working on is going to be a 40-ounce stainless steel tumbler, okay, for sublimation. Now, I will say, they did send me an additional package. This iron comes with its own separate attachment for 40-ounce tumblers. So you will have to get a separate attachment if you're trying to do a 40-ounce tumbler, which they did send me as well. And it came with one tumbler, which means one chance to get this right, okay? It also came with the handle and some screws, because when you're using this machine, the handle does need to be removed. But I will say, I really hate it that I only got one chance to make this work. And spoiler alert, it did not work. I messed it up. It was on me. I messed it up. It's so funny. I can't wait to show you guys. So here's the other design I wanted to try for the tumbler. And can we see what's wrong already? Can we already see what's wrong? It's wrong before I even heat it up. Can we see what's wrong? I'll let you know at the end if you don't know. So anyways, I'm still going to go ahead and cut it to fit the tumbler. So this one, I'm not gonna lie, for the tumbler, it was a little difficult trying to get the measurements as well. I've tried templates, I've watched other videos, but I'm not going to lie, I just feel like maybe it's when I print it is when it come out different, because it's one way on a computer, but then when I print it, it look another way. So I just did the same thing I did with the other tumblers. I kind of just measured it against the cup for now, but I do want to have set measurements so I'm not wasting any more paper, okay? But anyways, I'm just cutting it to fit the cup, and it's still the same process. You tape it on there, you make sure you wrap it up before putting it inside, and then it'll heat it up. Now I will show you the attachment is slightly different. So I will show the attachment, how to remove and how to add. So I'm not going to lie, with this one, I only did the top half of the cup. There are designs and stuff where you could do the bottom half and even the middle concave part, but because it kind of tapers at the bottom, I'm not gonna lie, I had trouble trying to measure, trying to put the paper on properly. It was just too much. So I said, okay, for this first time, let me at least try the top of the cup. I just want to make sure it can adhere and sublimate well. So that's what I did, the top of the cup, because the bottom, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little hard to get together. Okay, so changing out the attachments. Number one, make sure the machine is off and cooled all the way down. Then you will see an orange notch, and you would just pull the notch and the attachment will simply just come out. The attachment is just a long tube. So the attachment you saw me use was for the 16-ounce glass and the skinny tumblers. This attachment that I'm putting inside, which you want to make sure you hear a click and make sure it doesn't come out. As you see, it's not coming out, so the orange thing clicked and everything. But this one is for 40 ounce, okay? So the one we're looking at here is for the 16 ounce and the skinny tumblers, but the other one is for the tumblers with handles. So it's two different attachments. I just want to stress that out. It also comes with its own heat resistant sleeve, and it's shaped just like the cup. So that's how you'll know the difference. You'll always use this one for the 40-ounce tumblers, and you'll line up the seams with where the handle will go. And it's as simple as that. You'll put on your heat gloves and you will stick it in the machine. Now for this one, there is a certain way that you will stick inside the machine, and you want to make sure that you just follow how the size and everything goes. It's just a certain way you stick it inside the machine. I don't know how to explain it. Also, you want to make sure that you follow the heat guide, because this one does require a different kind of temperature and guide, but I still use the same pressure. I just went ahead and used the heaviest pressure on it to ensure that it adheres. So here how it came out. It came out good, but do we see what's wrong? I forgot to mirror the design. So I guess that whole mom brain must have definitely poured into my projects, because it's backwards, and I'm so mad because this is the only tumbler I was sent. So I'm probably gonna keep it, probably gonna embrace it, you know what I'm saying? Because mom brain backwards, confused, a loss. But I like how it came out. It actually came out really cute. And even with the seams, it adhered really well. So I just need to practice. But I like it overall. I think the machine is pretty cool. I like it. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching this video and checking out my review of the HTV Ront A200 Auto Heat Tumbler Press. I know it's like such a name, but thank you for checking out my review. Overall, I like the machine. I think it's fun to use. I think it's great for making gifts. So I actually can't wait to make some gifts. Maybe try some items from my Etsy shop, something like that. Overall, it was easy to use. Didn't have any issues like I thought I would. I'm so glad I didn't. And yeah, there will definitely be more projects coming from me in future videos. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see y'all next time.